Hey student, in this English lesson we're going to talk about word formation and why you need to study word formation. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I'm here posting different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So here we go, grammar in use. This is grammar and vocabulary actually, okay? Because it is connected to both skills. Because if you make these mistakes, it could be a vocabulary issue, but it impacts your grammar. And both are important in conversations if you want to speak English clearly, anywhere, anytime, to anyone. So we're going to talk about that today. And here on my channel, guys, I always make sure to focus on pre-intermediate and intermediate students. My goal is to help students like you, pre-intermediate, intermediate students, how to go from stuck to speaking over the next 6 months by showing you important changes you need to make in your study routine. The key is there and in the mind, but that's not the subject of today's lesson. So this is something I talk to students about here on my channel, and in this lesson more specifically, I want to talk about this because it is a mistake, it impacts students, so you should dedicate time to word formation. And at the end, post examples, participate, ask questions. Why not? But here we go. This is something that, the part of examples. I always like to show this because this is what I do with my babies. I call my students babies. BSA, Baby Sardine in the Area. I have an academy, an online program. And in every module inside my program, I teach my babies grammar. Yeah, they have explanations, shorter videos, more objective. And then there's no exercise. I ask them to post examples to me because that way I can check if they understood the grammar they watched and connecting their examples with their lives. That is essential if you want to unlock your English fluency. And that's what I do with my babies. But here we go. Types of words. To explain word formation, let's talk about types of words, okay? The English language has 4 major word classes, types of words. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. This is so important that it is the first lesson in my academy. I consider word formation so important to students at this level that it's the #1 lesson. It's the first module I give my students in the academy with more details so that they can work on word formation and understanding the types of words. And many new words can come from nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Well, not necessarily adverbs, but there are many new words that come from them. Many, especially nouns, okay? Nouns, verbs. So nouns and verbs, they're the most popular one. They're the most popular type of words. And many new words come from them, okay? Then we have adjectives, not as common. Then we have adverbs, the least popular one among these 4. Now, are there more types of words? Yes, we have prepositions, we have conjunctions, we have interjection. Basically, prepositions, they are some words, they're a type of word, and they help you connect the elements in a phrase. They usually refer to time, place, and other abstract ideas. So they help you connect the words in a sentence, usually describing place, time, direction. Now, a conjunction is to connect words, not necessarily to connect words, I typed this incorrectly, is to connect ideas, to connect sentences. I am typing this again, sentences. Slide number 5, let me save it again and fix this. 5. Yes, just this one. Okay, fixed. Their goal is to connect sentences. But, although, and, despite, whereas, okay, while, they are conjunctions. And interjections, what? Oops. Huh? These are words, okay? They don't have a grammatical purpose, okay? but they help you express emotions and feelings. Sometimes it can even be a word, like a short phrase, okay? And they help you connect ideas, but they are not necessary in terms of grammar. So these are the types of words, okay? This is just to cover very quickly. Now let's get to the word formation part. And if you're here, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Did you know that more than 55% of people who watch my channel are not subscribed? They like, they share, but they are not part of the family. Come on, help me get to 500,000 subscribers. Right now, I am at 484,000 subscribers. Come on, make this my Christmas present, 500 subscribers. And if you're interested, in the description of this video, I have an amazing study plan. You study alone, you're not in my academy, you need this plan, okay? Because it'll help you organize your study routine. You will have to do the work, but I show you guidelines how to organize your time and what kinds of lessons you should study so that you can maximize your time and your results. If you don't have anyone, if you're all alone, forever alone. Anywho, let's keep going. Prefixes and suffixes, okay? Now, we have the word. And it's important, now I'm explaining the word formation thing, okay? To understand the type of word, one thing we can analyze, there are more things we can analyze, but one thing we can analyze is the beginning or the end, commonly known as prefix and suffix. A prefix is a combination of letters, okay? A group of letters, 2, 3, that come before a word, typically a noun, okay? Or it could be other words, but it comes before. And a suffix, it's a combination of letters, 2 letters, or sometimes 3 letters at the end. And understanding the prefix and understanding the suffix will help you understand the type of word you're studying. And this is where the problem is. Students don't study this, so then they learn a word. They have no idea how to use the word. Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? What is it? Is it a verb? So they use verbs when they should be using nouns. They use adjectives when they should be using nouns. And this is what impacts your ability to communicate in English. This is like the number one thing I teach my babies inside the academy. And they even have like a list of very common word formation possibilities because there are many. And I could go on and on and on and on about word formation. This is just a short lesson. I intend to come back and do more lessons, but this is just to get started. So here we have an example, happy. It's an adjective. And I can have the opposite of happy with the prefix un, U-N, unhappy. That's awesome. Excellent. There you go. Are there more possible ways, the more possible prefixes? Yes, im, ear, this, and they all help you understand the type of word, also very important. Sometimes you shouldn't tell me, oh, but I don't know many words in conversations. It's so difficult. Yeah, but when you study prefix and suffix, when you study word formation, even when you don't know the translation, look, this is important, this is key, I use this all the time. Even when you don't know the translation of the word, by the beginning of the word, you have an idea. If it's negative, if it's positive, yes. In most scenarios, for example, the prefix un is something negative. Unhappy, not happy. So this gives you clues of what the word is about, especially when you don't have time to go to your phone and check it out. It gives you ideas if it's a verb or not. Okay, action. Also a common mistake students make at this level. I'm talking to pre-intermediate, intermediate, and even advanced students who make tons of mistakes with word formation because they don't study word formation. They don't take the time to analyze the type of word they're studying. A suffix, quick, quickly, ly. In most cases, ly will form adverbs. That are exceptions, but many adverbs many adverbs are formed with the suffix "li." Does that mean I can add "li" to everything? No. You have to study word formation. So here I am guiding you. I'm showing you what needs to be studied. This is a very good lesson and you should definitely study, okay? More about word formation. This is more of an introduction to the subject, okay? I'm even thinking of doing a workshop with my students to talk more about that. I'll see. Maybe. We'll see. Conversion. Conversion is also a type of word formation, okay? What is that? Conversion is, it involves one word, okay? And I pick this word and I transform this word, I convert. A conversion happens and it becomes another type of word. So we have the verb email. Nowadays it is used as a verb to email someone, but it's a noun. That's word formation, more specifically the conversion. A common example nowadays, Skype. Okay, Skype is known as an app, but we can use the word noun Skype as a verb. Oh, can we Skype later today? Oh, sure, what time? Okay. Or FaceTime. We take the words face and time, which are nouns, depending on the situation. Face can also be a verb. And we turn them into a verb to talk to other people via the iPhone, the FaceTime. Well, let's FaceTime tonight. So that's conversion, okay? Now here I have the example of my boss. It's a conversation. Oh, I text you this morning. Did you see it? Oh, I'm sorry, I saw it. I'm finishing the reports today. That's a definite. So here, what is the conversion? Text, okay? Becomes, instead of being used as a noun, text, it became a verb, to text, okay? Texted. I texted you this morning. So the noun became a verb. So it changed, okay? It turned into a verb. This is very common. I'm sorry, I saw it. I'm finishing the reports today. That's a definite. Definite is an adjective. But in a conversation, I was able to change a definite. It's what was I trying to say? It's certain. I was trying to say, well, that's certain. It'll certainly happen. I could use an adverb. I'm definitely finishing the reports today. Okay? That's for sure. That's a definite. So definite, which is an adjective, became a noun. This is conversion. Can I do this all the time with any word? No. That's where I invite you to study word formation. This is something I cover with my students in my academy. I sometimes bring lessons. I think I'm going to do a workshop with the babies about this to bring more content connected to word formation, because it is such a broad subject that I highly recommend you guys study. And the more you do it, the better you get. Because what mistake are we trying to avoid here? What I mentioned before, when making sentences, and I will make the slide bigger in a minute, okay, in a second. When making sentences, either by writing or by speaking, especially when speaking, if you don't know what word you're dealing with, you will make a mistake. This is the key. So it's a vocabulary and grammar issue. I need to study the type of word, the origin of the word, the meaning. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it commonly used in spoken language or in written language? Because when I make my phrases, what am I doing here? I'm speaking. It's a one phrase after the other. So I'm speaking a phrase, this is a phrase, then there's another phrase, and then another phrase, and there will be words in those phrases. And the mistake happens there when I use a word that is not supposed to be used that way. This is a mistake we try to avoid when we study word formation. And you can study word formation every time you sit down to study vocabulary, which is also something that I encourage my babies to do. In every lesson, we have vocabulary lessons. And what happens in the vocabulary lesson? They learn words. And then they have to use the words. They have to pick their favorites. Okay, and then look, their favorites. I used as a noun. Conversion. Favorite is an adjective. But here, I turn the word into a noun. Pick your favorites, your favorite words. Okay? because adjectives don't have plural. Remember that. But here I made this conversion that I explained a few minutes ago. So I asked my students to pick their favorites, 5 to 6 words, and then create examples connecting them with their lives. And here I should have made this example, an example that where he used a word incorrectly. So he wanted to use the word awareness, but awareness is a noun. And oftentimes when you see the suffix ness, it is a noun. It's not an adjective. There could be an exception. I'm not a walking dictionary, but in general, ness is a noun suffix. And he used as an adjective. And here he said, oh, because being a leader, I changed a little. Being a leader demands your behavior to be empathetic. So you need to be, that's what he wanted to say. To be a leader, you need to be empathetic. And then he said, and awareness. No. So I corrected the student. I gave him a correction. I told him awareness is not an adjective. You can use aware. You can use self-aware, but you cannot use awareness. I am not awareness. I have awareness. I work on my awareness, but I am not awareness. I am aware. I am self-aware. I need to be aware to be a good leader, as he was talking about. To be a good leader, I need to be aware. If he wanted to use the word awareness, he would need a verb. I need to build my awareness. Okay? To build, to work on my awareness. There you go. And this is what makes you become a better English speaker, understanding these differences. This is something that I introduced. Let's say I were a teacher to basic students. I introduced this idea at the beginning, but we only start to talk a lot about it at a pre-intermediate and intermediate level, because now you can understand more. So you need to make these corrections, because that is what is going to distinguish you from a different level, from a different person. That's what is going to make you stand out, not your ability to speak complicated, to use complicated language, but to use the little you know correctly. Some students come to me, as I saw a comment right now, oh, but what about the phrasal verbs? Well, yeah, but you cannot use a basic word correctly, well, let alone a phrasal verb. I would much rather prefer you used a simple word correctly. Much, much better, okay? Really use a simple word correctly. A noun, a simple verb, an adjective, then trying to go over the board, complicate your ability to communicate and then use the word incorrectly. And this is also something I teach these students. Oh, I want to use awareness. Okay, but use it as a noun. Understand the common collocations. Common collocations, another subject for another class, okay? I hope this was an interesting lesson for you. I hope this got you curious to know more about word formation. Make sure to study, get my study plan cycle. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.